Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Hold on. There we go. That's better. I have such a glare from my glasses. I'm coming to you in a different room today. I'll snuggle up on this bed. My mom's sleeping over tonight, so I'm in the guest room. The Murphy bed is pulled out, but I had a really good therapy session today, and I want to tell you about it. There were a lot of moments that were aha moments in that session, but this is one piece that I want to talk about, and I talk a lot about mental health and self-growth and self-love, so I'm sure I've touched on this topic in different ways before, but this just, I don't know, I clicked something differently in my brain. And in my heart. So we were talking about some red flags of kind of like self-talk to look out for as a sign of like, okay, I'm kind of going down a path. The train has left the station and let's become aware of it and then maybe decide to shift course. And because, you're not going to be able to just fully screech to a halt at first. This is hard work. It's a process. And two of the flags we identified, red flags, were basically like narratives of not being worthy of somebody else's time, attention, effort in a relationship, and taking all of the personal responsibility in a relationship to make it work. And the shift to those flags being that I am worthy regardless of what happens, regardless of whether this person decides to stay and put in this effort or not. And then the other flag reshift was to instead of taking all of the personal responsibility, I can discern what actually is my responsibility and what role I am actually playing in this relational dynamic. And this was all well and good. And I'm like, okay, cool. I know, like, I can become aware of these red flags or of these mental traps that I fall into, this negative self-talk. But it's so hard to just replace it with something more positive in a way that feels sincere. Because when I'm in a negative headspace, like if I'm thinking that I look like a potato and then I go and stare in the mirror and say, I love you, you are so beautiful, blah, 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 it can feel really fraudulent, like insincere. It just doesn't connect because my rational brain can think whatever it wants, like, oh, that's not a healthy way to talk to yourself. Maybe we should, shift to this. But my emotions are in a different place, and it's hard to reconcile the two. And that can go for like the whole positive self-image stuff. But it can also be hard to like turn around the train when I'm in a kind of like anxiously attached or like hypervigilant, taking too much personal responsibility kind of state in my mind. And she's like, well, that makes sense because, this is a survival tactic that you've developed over the years, and we talked a little bit about some childhood linkages, and so it's going to be scary to release control. This is what really got me. She's like, it's hard to like get off the track or change course or whatever because you actually feel safe doing this. Like you feel safe telling yourself that you're the problem. and taking all the responsibility to make relationships work and criticizing yourself. Like, you actually feel safest doing that because you've learned to, if you can't control the situation and other people, you try and control yourself. And I was like, oh my God, fuck. But also, like, yeah, I try and give myself grace, and I've been working on it. It's gotten a bit better over the years. Instead of being like, I'm a crazy controlling maniac, I'm like, okay, I know that I can struggle with control. I like order and dealing with unknowns and, you know, changing plans and what, like, life can be hard for me. And yeah, so like, this is both a superpower to me. I'm very organized and very self-aware. I can meet people's needs without them actually having to ask for them. But it can also, you know, kick me in the butt. And I can have moments where I feel like I'm leaning in and I'm doing everything I can, but the other person just doesn't want to do their part, and that can feel hurtful. It can feel like you're being rejected, like there's something wrong with you, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, so it was just like, okay, this negative pattern you have, maybe for you it's something different. It's not, or it's a different kind of negative self-talk or a different unhealthy personality trait. You're doing it for a reason. And this makes me think of Gabor Mate's Myth of Normal book, because in the way he talks about addiction, in that there's a rational reason most of the time as to why someone's addicted to something, and unhealthy habits are kind of like their compulsions, and in a way it's an addiction to a negative behavior, and it's serving some kind of purpose in your life. Maybe more so in the past when you developed it as a coping mechanism, as a survival tactic, and now as an adult or at a different stage of your life, you can take a look at that behavior and see that it's no longer serving you, or that you'd like to try something different because it's creating a pattern that isn't working for you. And so I guess, like, just knowing that, wow, this unhealthy pattern I'm stuck in is actually where I feel safest, and that it's okay for it to feel uncomfortable and fraudulent and just like kind of wrong, to shift towards actually feeling my feelings instead of explaining them away, or replacing it with some, you know, have we considered maybe we're not actually responsible for all of the issues in this relationship. Like, alternate perspectives that give yourself a little bit more grace and, you know, let you off the hook a little bit, which is so scary for people who really like control, because it's like, wait, there's another person that is also a part of the situation, and I wish it could just be, I just fix everything about myself and then we're good. But unfortunately, that's not the way things work. And like, yeah, you're a flawed human being. That's okay. You're also able to be flawed and lovable and worthy. These were big themes for this session. But yeah, it's okay for it to feel foreign as you are trying to build these new neural pathways and build new habits. It's gonna feel uncomfortable to go to the gym for the first time and in years not going. It's gonna feel weird drinking a green smoothie if you've never had one before. And I know these are kind of like, I don't know, I'm being a little facetious, but yeah, these are, I don't know, I feel like it was a helpful reminder to me. Like, it's like, yeah, you feel like a fraud doing that, and it doesn't actually feel sincere to how you truly feel. That's okay. It's kind of meant to be that way. Like, it's because you're afraid of changing. Because it's, yeah, you're literally afraid of changing. That's why change is so hard, and we have to give ourselves so much grace. And just bringing it back, because I know we're 10 minutes in and I didn't think this would be that long. This is a classic Lana video. But the brain works faster than the body. The body takes a little bit more time to process and to feel. And so, again, you might, be spiraling and then go, oh, wait, hold on. This is the reframe that we worked on in therapy. Let me think about this and, redirect myself. But the body might not have caught up right away. And so the feelings might not match the thought. And sometimes you just need to sit and feel for a bit before creating a narrative or providing an explanation as to why you're feeling that feeling. And that's my homework this week, is to, when I feel a feeling, sit with it for a minute, 2 minutes before going, oh wait, why am I going through this process of I'm feeling sad. I wonder why I'm feeling sad. Oh, I think it's because of this. Okay, well, now that I understand why I'm feeling this way, then I should be good. Because that's not how the body and feelings work. And it can be really frustrating to the body and to your inner child, where it's okay, just because you understand something doesn't mean it fixes it. So anyway, these were my realizations today. Give yourself more time and grace. The whole, I should be over this by now. I understand what's going on. It's not always valid. Maybe you just need more time. Maybe you understand the problem, but you haven't felt the feelings yet. You can't rush forgiveness. And that's another thing that Gabor Mate talks about. Anyway, he was talking about in a recent podcast I was listening to. Sometimes you have to feel all the anger and hurt and pain before even trying to go and move towards forgiveness. He doesn't advocate just rush into forgiveness. And yeah, find those flags of where you go down these negative spirals. And don't be alarmed when it feels weird. To move towards a more healthy, constructive, positive mindset, behavior, whatever it is. Because it's going to be weird. Because it's not your normal. Your normal is actually what you're feeling safe and comfortable with. But maybe it's not serving you. All right. Thank you, lovely humans, for listening, for being here. I hope whatever you're going through, that you get through it. I know you will. I hope you know that you're very strong and capable, and that even in moments that, I don't know, I feel like one day things can feel like the end of the world, and the next, it's a new day, it's blue sky, and something little happens, and all of your faith in humanity will be restored. I truly have those moments, and yeah, there's so many moments where I look back and I'm like, wow, that was a really big thing for me. We've come a long way. But anyway, appreciate you tuning in. Hopefully I'll see you in the next one. And just take care of yourself. Take good care. All right. Bye.